Hello everybody, Septa here, and today I'm going to be platinuming Grand Theft Auto 5. I've been looking to platinum this game for a really long time, and I'm super proud of how the video turned out, so hopefully you all enjoy. We start off the game with a prologue that takes place 9 years before the main story. We meet the characters Michael, who's a main character, Trevor, a main character, and their partner Brad. Brad is a pretty big deal plot-wise, but he's mostly just a minor character. Basically, we're robbing a cash depot in the northern part of the United States. They're trying to just, get money and progress their criminal careers as most criminals do. In my opinion, the prologue was one of the most fun missions, as just the story and kind of straight into action as we get to learn how to rob money and just basic heist stuff that stays consistent throughout the entire game. Now, of course, the robbery doesn't go completely smooth, as Michael's identity is revealed by this cop, and we get one of the major and most important features of the game, which is the ability to switch characters as we switch to Trevor in order to take out the cop that is holding Michael at gunpoint. This is used so much to switch between the different characters and is one of the most unique parts of GTA. As most GTA missions and heists, we will end up shooting our way out of this, as most of the missions in the game I won't go through, as it's pretty much just do basic objectives, talk to people, and kill cops and gang members. After fighting through the cops, we get to our escape vehicle, which is driven by just a local dude who doesn't really matter. And basically, Brad's gloating in the back, but I kind of like how funny Trevor looks compared to later. The cops do slime out our driver, which causes us to somehow remain on the road before Michael can take the wheel. He doesn't do a much better job as we get hit by an oncoming train and crash the car, which ends up messing up the whole plan for everyone involved, as we end up having to walk to get to the helicopter for our getaway. Just then, Brad is shot by a FIB, which is the GTA version of the FBI, sniper, who is sitting behind the thing. And while Michael's checking on Brad, he also gets sniped. Not as bad, as you can see that there's less blood, but he still gets hit. Trevor fights through the cops and runs off into the snow, where he does make it out alive. But we are then at Michael's funeral, where he actually shows up himself, as he didn't really die. He actually set up Brad and Trevor with the FIB to get his own freedom. So without further ado, let's get into the main part of the GTA 5 Platinum. And I hope you guys enjoy, because I really spent a lot of time on this video. We are next greeted by Franklin talking to his friend Lamar about the cars that they're about to reacquire for a guy named Simeon, who they basically recollect vehicles that people can't pay for. We grab these two convertibles to start out, and we race them across the city to deliver them to Simeon. Here we learn Franklin, who is our first character's main ability, which is to slow down time while driving. Each character does have their own ability, but Franklin's is by far the best. Now, at the end of the mission, we get to meet Simeon and another character named Jimmy, who recently got that yellow car. So, after this whole conversation, Franklin dips, and we get a trophy. Oh, welcome to Los Santos. You repoed a car and raced it through the heart of a sun-soaked metropolis. So that's like the first mission of the game. And, okay, I guess this is my car. After this mission, we get one of the most funny cutscenes in the entire game, so I'm just gonna let you guys enjoy this masterpiece.
Man, fuck you. I'll see you at work. Oh, nigga, don't hate me because I'm beautiful, nigga. Maybe if you got rid of that old yee-yee ass haircut you got, you get some bitches on your dick. Oh, better yet, maybe Tanisha will call your dog ass if she ever stop fucking with that brain surgeon, the lawyer she fucking with. Nigga.
Oh my god. I can already tell that this game's gonna be fucking amazing. Oh, okay, so the first mission's done, and we got a gold medal, which is important for a later trophy. The next important mission in the game is where we have to repo the yellow car that the kid Jimmy had. We basically have to break into his parents' house and steal his car. This repo honestly isn't very difficult, as we don't have to kill anyone or fight anyone. It's really just driving back. But while we're driving back, Jimmy's father in the back of the car holds up a gun to the back of our head. But we actually find out that this man is Michael. So Jimmy is Michael's son, and Franklin stole Jimmy's car. Michael makes us ram the car into Simeon's shop, and Simeon just crashes out because we broke his window. But Michael, who we get to play as now, as he's our second playable character, beats the shit out of Simeon in revenge for his high car payments. And we do not end up getting the gold medal here. Michael's house is way cooler than Franklin's, as at the start of the game Franklin lives in the hood, but Michael lives like in the rich part of, well, Los Santos, or where LA would be in real life, and his house is honestly super cool because he even has a pool and stuff. Next, Franklin comes back to Michael's house where they talk things out and kind of come to an understanding where Michael will kind of take Franklin under his wing and become his mentor to figure out how he can actually do things. But Michael's wife cheats on him with the tennis coach, and Michael decides to then pull his house down. But, a little spoiler here, he's a tennis coach, so he doesn't make all that much money. But Michael, blinded by rage, doesn't see this, so he still pulls down the house. Now, this house is owned by a rich Mexican mob boss named Martin Madrazo. Speaking of Martin Madrazo, within minutes when Franklin and Michael are back at the house, Martin and a couple of his gang members pull up to kind of question him about his house, and they are just pissed. Martin beats Michael up with a baseball bat and tells Michael that he has to pay him back for the house, which is a very important point in the story, as this means Michael has to go back into the criminal world to make enough money to pay back the house, because it's over $1 million. So yeah, he's rich, but he's not that rich. With that, Michael ends up collaborating with an old friend, Lester, to rob a jewelry store. It's a high-end jewelry store, so there's plenty of money and such. So here we have to scope out the heist location, which is kind of a custom for most of our heists. Usually there's a mission where you have to do the scoping out and then all the setup missions. But this heist is basically a stealth job, which makes it way easier. We find a spot on the roof where you can throw in gas grenades, which could be used to knock out people on the inside. I decided to play it smart by utilizing the gas grenades on the roof approach over going in loud and obvious. Basically, this would allow me for more time inside of the jewelry store to steal the most goods, as we could come in while it's open and get out clean. So I assembled our crew with a good hacker and decent gunman and a driver. Not the best, because I'm not trying to spend all the money that I'm gonna make, but good enough so that the heist still goes smoothly. After arriving at the jewelry store, Franklin is tasked with climbing up to the roof and throwing the gas grenades into the vent. Basically, as I've said, these just knock everyone out inside, which doesn't kill them, allowing us to actually just walk in with everyone knocked out. This heist is a smash and grab, so my gunman actually dropped money, and in order to get the gold medal, I had to seriously lock in here, because we do have the best hacker, but it's still not much. Our getaway driver wasn't good, so we had some pretty crappy bikes, but we did make it through. Now, one of our people did die, but that didn't matter as I grabbed his money, so we traversed through the sewers to get out and escape the police. But eventually, we made it out of the sewers and into the kind of sewer-like, I don't know what it's called, but this area, where Michael was in a truck with a ram, which allowed us to disable cop cars and knock them out of the way. Basically, we were going to get the vehicles to drive in the back of the truck to get to our escape. Oh, is that heist? I think that's heist. That was stressful. Definitely not going to show in the video, but I actually had to replay because I failed, which sucks, trying to get these gold medals before I beat the story. Yes. Oh, okay. Well, I guess it was under 50 seconds, and I got it exactly 50 seconds, so I didn't get the gold, but that's fine. And Diamond Hard. You cleaned out Vangelico to pay back Martin Madrazo. So, well, that was the first heist of the game and the first couple missions, so I'm just going to keep playing through the story.
Wrong
Next, an FIB agent named Dave Norton, the same dude that shot Brad and Michael back in North Yankton, decides to pop in and basically scold Michael for doing his robbery, as it's all over the news and Dave was able to find out it was him. Next, we are seen with Trevor, who is just north of Los Santos. He sees the post of Michael robbing the jewelry store on the news, and he knows immediately that it's him and kind of goes crazy. These next couple missions, I won't go over them because he kind of just crashes out on a bunch of the different gangs, even killing the leader of the Lost MC Club, who's in GTA 4. But basically, these missions are just solidifying Trevor having a monopoly in the Sandy Shores area of the map. Basically, Trevor's just crazy, and that's his whole personality. I mean, this is basically what all of his missions are in his little intro of about 5 missions, I believe. He kind of just kills people, crashes out, and destroys stuff. But honestly, Trevor's still one of my favorite characters. He even kills the leader of the Aztecas, who controls some of the guns in the area. Just, once again, as I said, these missions are solidifying Trevor as the head of the up north region. But along here, I do see a random encounter where I have to bring a couple to their motel, but instead, you can take them across the map to the Altruist, which is a cannibalistic cult in the mountains. And basically, when you do this, they get eaten, but you do get a trophy for it, so it's honestly worthwhile in my opinion. So I'm just gonna let you guys watch this little cutscene before the trophy pops. After this cutscene plays out, we do finally get the trophy Altruist Acolyte for delivering an unsuspecting victim to the Altruist cult. One of Trevor's final little solo missions is after he loses his deal on selling drugs to the Chinese, to the O'Neill brothers. He blows up their farm, but the major point about this is Trevor's new rivalry with the Chinese mafia, and it basically causes many problems later. But next, Trevor is off to head to Los Santos so that he can find Michael and get some answers about what's happened in the past so many years since him and Brad were shot. Basically, at the start of the game, he's questioning Michael, but they're still friends. At Michael's house, him, Amanda, his wife, and Jimmy, his son, are arguing when Trevor all of a sudden comes in to just shock everyone. I mean, you can see just the tension in the room as Michael, who hasn't seen Trevor in 9 years, gets a frickin' demon on his doorstep. Michael's daughter, Tracy, isn't here when Trevor arrives because she's on the game mode Fame or Shame, and she's about to embarrass herself, so Michael and Trevor go over to basically save her, and they kind of crash out and take out security before they track down that pervy dude, Laszlo, in a giant truck. And after they get the truck, it's actually quite humorous once they stop his car, as he has a little electric car and Trevor just makes fun of him for having an electric car, and they essentially make him take his pants off and dance, which I found this extremely humorous because it's just, I don't know, it's just funny to me. But after this, we do get a trophy, which is quite nice. This trophy, honestly, is hilarious. And a friendship resurrected. With friends like this, who needs enemies? That was honestly a really fun mission. The Trevor ones weren't too fun, but, you know, of course I didn't get the gold, but, yeah, I kind of like that mission, and it's another trophy. After that mission, I decided to do some miscellaneous missions and also go for some other trophies as Franklin. One of the basically features of the game is that you can purchase properties with your money. So with the money that I earned from the jewelry store heist as Franklin, I decided to purchase the Downtown Cab Company for a miscellaneous trophy. So I'm buying this property right here as a kind of setup for another trophy, as later I'll have to get a private fare from the taxi company and complete it for the All's Fair in Love and War trophy. After about 15 minutes, I got the call that states that someone wants me to pick them up with a car and drive them to a certain spot. Is this a private fare?
Sure, just tell me where I gotta go.
Is this a...
guy's called Walter. He's out at MU Nation and Pillbox Hill.
Oh, this might be a private fair. Is that what this is? Property management? I hope it's a private fair because I've heard of this trophy taking an extremely long time. So if I can get it this early, it would be a big thing ticked off my list of stuff to do. I think this is a private fair, so I'll complete it and get back to you guys. Basically, the guy's niece was with a group of biker guys, and they were doing some not so good things to her. So he came here to look for them, and he basically crashed out on them and ended up opening fire on them. I decided to intervene, not because he needed the help, but because I was very much worried he would die. Oh, for a second I thought he was scared of me. Okay. I intervened. I know I didn't have to. But I was worried he'd die and I'd get like, and the trophy would not work out. Is that it, or do I gotta take him somewhere? Oh, all's fair in love and war. Purchase downtown cab company and complete a private fair. As I said, I've heard of stories with other people platinuming this game where that trophy, like, it takes them a really long time to get a private fair, but I got it within 15 minutes of buying the downtown cab company. So there we go, another trophy. Once again, as Franklin, I started the assassination missions with Lester, where basically you have to kill rich businessmen, and it affects the stock market very much. And basically, there's certain stocks that you can purchase. The Beta Pharmaceuticals is the one you can do on the first heist, where basically you invest all your money. These missions can be done later, and it's very beneficial if you do them later. But I assassinated the dude and then sold the stock after the mission for more money. Yes. And just something I'd like to say before getting this trophy. Lester has now given us a house in the Vinewood Hills, so Franklin's moving up in the world, and here we get the Trading Pure Alpha trophy for making a profit in the stock market. So I might be farming these missions, like assassination missions, because they're giving us a lot of money from what I can tell already. So I'll keep you guys updated on my methods of grinding money. With Trevor now in the city, he decided that he was going to plan his own heist, known as the Merryweather heist, as Trevor deeply hates Merryweather and has hypothesized that there's something heavy being held in the port, like the Los Santos freight port, by Merryweather, as he had an inside lead with one of his friends, Floyd. I decided to do the offshore approach as it seemed to have an easier gold medal, because honestly, I mainly focused on the gold medals, as we do need to get 70 by the end of the game for the platinum, and I wanted to get them done as I first did the missions. In between setup missions, I was doing the rampage missions, which, like the ones in the older GTA games, just results in us getting a random gun and killing a bunch of different gang members for the missions. But Trevor's are actually funny, as most of them are about them making fun of his slight Canadian accent, and Stephen Ogg does a great job in these. I just find him so funny. But they essentially end like this. Back to Michael's side of the story, he basically just got done doing a mission for Dave Norton because he had to make a deal with the feds in order to actually get out of his criminal life. But now that he's back in the criminal world, the US government is basically just using Michael to get their dirty work done. Franklin and later Trevor agree to work with the feds, and we actually have to get money for a later mission, and one of the ways that we get this mission is by stealing money from a convoy, from the IAA, which is the GTA parallel of the CIA. Basically, they were transporting drug money, and we have to disrupt it in a mission called Blitzplay. More onto those rampages that I was telling you guys about. They actually come with a trophy. Okay, did I get the gold? Fuck yeah, dude, we got the gold. Sweet. Oh, Red Mist. Complete all rampages. Honestly, these were really fun, and I didn't have too much of a trouble with them, except the first one. I think that's the only one I failed. And that's the only one that I haven't gotten a gold medal on, but the rest of them I have gold medals on, so very fun and easy trophy. After that trophy, I had both of our next heists set up. I decided to do the Merryweather heist first, as I was less excited about this one. Basically, Trevor told the plan to the guys, and of course he was mean about it, because he's, at this point in the story, is still very furious with Michael. Basically, we are taking a submarine in to grab the super weapon. So I drive a helicopter over the ocean where we drop Trevor inside of the submarine into the water where he searches the sea floor for the super weapon. Honestly, this wasn't too hard. You get the Trackify app, which is a very easy way to find it. We end up figuring out that this is like a nuclear weapon, and Franklin is on the machine guns while we're carrying Trevor in the helicopter, where we had to fight tons of Merryweather. But honestly, as I have completed the Merryweather heist with the ship approach on my Xbox, this one is way more fun and enjoyable. Now, there is a catch. Since it is a super weapon, Lester instructs Trevor to drop it off, like, back to Merryweather. So Trevor is pissed at himself for failing to setting up a heist, as the weapon was worth $20 million. So, like, this would have been a huge win for everyone. And Submersive. You stole an experimental super weapon from Merryweather and gave it back. Definitely not my favorite heist, but, well, there's another trophy. I decided to do Blitz play back-to-back with the Merryweather heist. This heist was pretty simple. While the convoy of the money was coming through, we had to block the road and then intercept the car. So, first we parked a garbage truck into the road where it would be blocking the convoy. Basically, this was just to get them to slow down and stop, where then we could, I'm not going to spoil it, but we could then slam into it with a tow truck, which would knock it off course and just open it up for us to get. The cinematic that follows us actually hitting the Group 6 vehicle is really cool in my opinion. As, like, yeah, the game does a lot of cool cinematics, but that one's cool. I ended up thinking that I had to execute them, but I didn't. So I ended up, well, sliming them out after we grabbed the money. And after this, we get to the GTA part of the heist, where we have to just shoot through waves of cops. Basically, for the gold medal, you had to switch characters over 10 times, or I think it was 10 times. But this was a really fun mission, as I so much enjoy killing cops in GTA, so just getting a bunch of chances to do it was fun. After this, we had to destroy the garbage truck to then end the heist and kind of, you know, dispose of our evidence. But after that, we do finish the heist. Well, Michael has to deliver the stuff that they got to Devin Weston, a rich billionaire who has a hand in pretty much everything, where Devin Weston sets Michael up with a movie deal with the producer Solomon Richards. I won't go too much more into that. And Blitzed for completing a classic Blitz play, and fuck yeah, dude, we got the gold medal as well. Back-to-back trophies, back-to-back on the missions, I mean. But yeah, I'm gonna keep playing through the story and getting more trophies. The only thing that Devin Weston really does for all three of the characters, except for Michael, is send us out on missions to steal various exotic cars for him. This is one of them, but they're not very interesting, so I'll skip over them. Next, we have a mission where Michael wants to actually help out Martin Madrazo as they're good after he paid them back with the jewelry store heist. Basically, for the mission, we have to shoot down a plane and grab the files that are inside, as they could hurt the Madrazo family image. After Michael shoots down the plane, Trevor then has to chase it on a dirt bike so that he can make it to the crash site before everyone escapes. Basically, we get there, kill everyone, and grab the files. After this, we dip, and soon, actually, Trevor goes to turn stuff in and doesn't get a payment from Martin Madrazo, and he kind of crashes out. So I'm going to let this cutscene play.
Then he kind of got a little angry, so I admit, I kind of got a little angry.
Did you kill him?
What kind of fucking animal do you take me for? No, I didn't kill him.
Oh, fuck.
but I did kidnap his wife.
Oh my god.
no.
Oh.
Shit. What the fuck did you do?
Well, I guess now we're gonna have to do another heist to pay him back.
Dead. Now.
Oh, shit.
Cade Libre, and of course I didn't get the gold, but here we should be getting a trophy. I believe so, at least. And yes, a fair day's pay. It's time for a little getaway. So I'm guessing I'm not gonna be able to play with those characters. I'm guessing, yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep progressing through the story, and there is another trophy. Next, we had to get even more funding for the FIB mission that comes up. I don't end up showing this grand mission as it's honestly not very complicated and it's kind of boring. But basically, we are tasked with robbing a bank. Well, okay, we're tasked with getting money, but we decided to rob the Paleto Bank. Basically, this bank has quite a bit of money, and there's not very many cops. This is a small town, so we decided to take it. Basically, our plan is to grab military gear and head to the bank, rob it, and leave on a boat that Franklin will drive. However, while setting up this heist, I decided to do a bounty mission as Trevor because it was a easy trophy and I wanted to make some money. It didn't give me that much money, but I thought it would give me more, so I ended up doing this mission. Basically, my strat for not getting burnt out is to actually do like little easy miscellaneous trophies or other simple stuff in between the main game missions so I don't get tired of the story. But basically, we deliver him to this lady named Maud, who gives us all the bounties. I only did the first one, but there's at least one more after this that you can do for free money. So that is definitely a way that you can get money for a later trophy where you have to spend 200 million. And wanted alive or alive. Deliver a bail bond target alive. Oh my god, I made 10K from that. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about that trophy. I kind of just wanted to get it over with while I was setting up for the next trophy, completing the Paleto score. Next, it was heist time, where everyone was dressed up quite spiffy. Basically, we were ready to head out into the heist with the same plan that I said before. This heist didn't have too much setup, we just had to get the military stuff. But on the way, we did discuss all of the characters' first bank robbery stories, which was pretty cool. But we entered the robbery, and it's a lot like the first one, where we have crowd control and entering the vault and all this stuff. There wasn't too much money on the line. Well, okay, never mind. There was quite a bit of money on the line, but the cops thought that it was a false alarm as we created a false alarm to scope out the joint. But seeing that Trevor was actually here with a gun, they got scared. But still being ignorant, they didn't think that it would be too big of a deal, so you can see the cockiness before this happens. Oh my god! So that's what we needed the military hardware for? Oh, Trevor, just pure smile on his face. Oh, yes. I need... Okay, the gold medal requirements for this mission are, well, they're pretty hefty. Like, I have to shoot 4,000 bullets, but I have to actually, like, hit at least 50%. The boat plane ends up failing, and Franklin picks up Michael and Trevor in a loader and basically drives us through town as the military has now deployed because we have some pretty serious firepower. We end up going to the chicken processing plant and fighting through it as there's military now that we have to fight through. It's not too difficult of a fight, and honestly, I pre-fired some civilians here a little too hard. But after fighting through the facility, we hop on a train, and that's pretty much the only way that we could actually get out of the situation, as there was just so much like kickback and people trying to kill us. But we do see a FIB agent that comes and pays us our little cut of the $8 million that we stole, but that is enough money for us to do the mission. Oh, small town, big job. You made a big impression at the Paleto Bay Chicken Festival. As I said, a lot of times, okay, I knew I wasn't gonna... Actually, I can't believe I got the accuracy, but Oh, and I was so close on the time. Anyhow. That was a very, very fun heist, honestly. As I said, a lot of times during the actual heist, it was by far the most mission I've had so far. In a later mission, Trevor comes over to Michael's house and basically talks about how he wants to make a criminal group with Michael, Trevor, Franklin, and Lester, but he also wants to spring Brad from prison, as he honestly misses Brad and really thinks that it would be a good idea to bring him out. But Michael basically explains that he wants to take things up with that producer and make movies. But eventually, Trevor starts to question what actually happened with Brad and starts to wonder who in Michael's funeral actually was buried, as Trevor, I don't think we can see him, but he was there. Trevor then gets really angry and flies his plane off towards North Yankton so he can actually check the grave himself. Michael has to go to an airport but is followed by the Chinese, which, if you guys remember, hate Trevor. But eventually we do arrive there and we get some flashback messages about how what Michael was thinking before he sold out Trevor and Brad so that he could head back to, or so that he could head to Los Santos and clear his name. Once we get there, Trevor and Michael kind of argue for a bit before the grand reveal of who is in the coffin. It is revealed that Brad is actually in the coffin, as Brad was shot instead of Trevor when the whole deal went down. And because, if you look, Brad actually gets shot through his body, he dies. This ends in a major disagreement where both guys are yelling at each other to shoot the other one and are holding guns at each other's heads. But just then the Chinese show up. With this, Trevor actually bails and Michael is left to fight off the incoming Chinese gangsters in the graveyard, which honestly, the combat in this mission is really cool as it's a unique area. But after Michael kills them all, since Trevor damaged his car, he actually gets stopped and kidnapped by the Chinese. Then we cut back to Trevor as he's flying home, and Mr. Chang, basically, who is the leader of the Chinese mob, by the way, tells him that they have kidnapped Michael, and he doesn't really care. But here we do get the trophy. And we have the Moment of Truth trophy for uncovering the truth about Brad, and well, Trevor and Michael have had a falling out, so I don't really know how the rest of the story is going to play out from here, but I honestly really liked that mission. It was super emotional. After this, Franklin wanted to know where Michael was, so he asked Trevor, but Trevor wasn't any help, as he actually, now at this point in the game, wants Michael to die. Him and Franklin are still good, though, but with the help of Lester, Franklin tracks down Michael to a kind of meat, like, I don't know what you call them, but like a slaughterhouse with the Chinese. So we find Michael, hand him a gun, and one of the most badass parts of the game where he just slimes everyone out with a pistol. For the gold medal, we couldn't switch more than 3 times, so I had to be very careful with what I was doing. But eventually, we did fight through more of the area. This mission was pretty tricky to get through, but this was fun. This is where Michael tells Franklin how he actually had to sell out Trevor, which does cause a little bit of a rift between them, but nowhere near what's between Michael and Trevor. And after this, we don't get a trophy, but we are informed of our second to last heist, which is actually for the FIB, where we have to break into the FIB headquarters and delete the files about the guys that are employing us, as well as ourselves. So we take into a helicopter and skydive out of it so that we can land on the rooftop. Basically, our plan is to stealth our way in. After landing on the roof, we use these plunge things that are in every kid's cartoon to get into the window. Now after this, we find the computer and we hack into it to find the files. Basically, we use an external device to download it. Whilst we are downloading it, we do have to defend it from the FIB guys, which isn't too hard. It's just, once again, basic combat. But after this, we have to make it out by doing various breaches and such. But things do not go this smooth forever, as our pilot is shot and crashes into the building. And funny enough, right as Franklin asks if he's alive, this happens, and he falls out of the building and smashes into the ground. So we end up having to rappel out the side of the building to get down there, because obviously we can't use our chopper. After making it to the ground, our getaway driver is smart enough to pick us up in an ambulance, and then we leave. After the super stressful heist, Lester, Franklin, and Michael are in Franklin's new house, which I'm pretty sure I mentioned, and they celebrate as they just robbed the government. And the government gifts. You recovered sensitive information from a highly defended federal building. Let's see. Gold medal? Holy shit. Oh my god, I got the gold medal. I actually can't believe that. I actually got the gold medal. I think this is the first heist that I've gotten a gold medal on. Actually, Blitz play. But, oof, we're in the final act of the game here. We only have 8 more missions in the entire game. So, I guess hope to see some more trophies soon. During a later mission where Michael's fighting through a bunch of government agents in Merryweather, Trevor actually saves Michael's life. This is very important as it creates a temporary alliance between the two. How basically they are going to keep being friends just for the last heist known as the big one will be completed, and after that basically it doesn't matter, but before that we're doing it. So for this heist I chose to do the quiet and stealthy approach as always, where basically we actually do a con approach into the heist to get into the vault to grab the gold. It's a very sophisticated robbery as we actually drop a stinger to intercept a convoy which is going to pick up gold from the vault. As we do this, they, obviously not knowing what's going on, hit into the stingers, where we then have 2 teams, one of which takes all the guards hostage, and the other actually fixes up the vans with new tires and such. We take one of the guards named Casey to actually get us into the vault so that we can rob the thing and not get caught immediately. Once we make it in, he gives the ID to the guard so that we don't get caught, as without Casey right here, we would have been caught and the whole plan would have been ruined. So essentially this is a very high stress moment for me because, you know, who knows if a guard's gonna see through the disguise and blow my head off or what. But we make it into the vault and they quite literally just hand us $200 million worth of gold bars. This essentially, it was so cool doing this mission as just the amount of money, but we loaded up into the trucks and somehow don't get caught. I mean, Trevor and Michael are so obvious that they're robbing the place, but eventually we get to a point as we're leaving where we have to do the traffic light minigame as Franklin, where we need to change the traffic lights to get them to the drop-off. This minigame is pretty self-explanatory. Basically, you tap a traffic light to either turn it red or green. Basically, you want to stop the Merryweather by turning it red and let Trevor and Michael go through by making it green. Basically, for the gold medal, you can't do it too many times, but eventually I did get them to make it to the drop-off. Basically, the next step of the plan was to unload the gold and put it into these modified vehicles. I forgot what the car name is, but you put them in there and then you can drive them off pretty easily. But Merryweather, of course, showed up, as Merryweather has been showing up in almost every mission. I know I've been showing all the missions because most of them are just shooting Merryweather and doing not very important stuff. But after fighting through them all, we each take a car along with one of our drivers and we take off. Basically, this is one of the coolest getaways ever in my opinion, as once again it's so elaborate. I mean, it's just cool too. Like, we're just driving 4 Hellcats around the city, but once we make it to this overpass, we get to the cool getaway. Basically, cops have the other side of the bridge locked down and are about to close it off, but we actually get into our cars into the trucks before. So I'm just going to let this cutscene play out and get to you after.
I don't see the vehicles. Okay, seal the tunnel and get a ground team in there stat.
After dropping up the gold, all the characters meet up with Lester at Michael's house, and basically after months of stress and doing the biggest heist of their lives, they all argue with each other because of just how stressed they all are with the tension, but we do get a trophy after watching them argue. Oh my god, we actually got the gold medal. And the big one. This ain't no dream no more. That was a fun mission. And well, based on my stats, the next mission is the final one. So I'm gonna go straight into the last mission. Start the final mission off, Douchebag McGee shows up at our door and essentially tasks us with killing Michael. Now, previously, Steve Haynes, another one of the jerks in the FIB, tells us that he wants us to kill Trevor. So we're faced with a huge dilemma where we have to either kill Michael or Trevor. We do actually get a choice on which ending we want to pick. But these options, as I liked all three of the main characters, they were my three favorites, they were all valuable enough to me that I didn't want to kill them. There was a third option, Death Wish, which is actually the best ending in the game and is required for the platinum. But either way, I always go with Death Wish as it's the only good one. So, Franklin meets up with Lester as Lester's very discouraged with the stress of the big one and tells him to kill both of them. But later on, he ends up learning that perchance they can draw all of their enemies out, well, specifically at this point, Devin Weston, by bringing Merryweather to a location by saying that they're melting down the gold that they just stole. With this plan in place, Michael, Trevor, and Franklin met at the forgery where Merryweather and FIB soldiers met up to try and take them all out. Tensions between Michael and Trevor are still very high, but we get another fun combat mission where we get to slime out FIB soldiers and Merryweather. As I said, just enjoy killing people in GTA, which is why these missions are so fun for me. But just high levels of combat and switching between the characters results in a very, very fun experience, in my opinion. I forgot to mention that Lamar is actually here, and eventually he needs help, so Franklin has to go outside and save him, because basically he's outside with a bunch of people. Trevor also gets in trouble, but his mic just gets disconnected. And after we fight through all the Merryweather, we get one of the best and most heartwarming situations and conversations where the characters, well, okay, so Michael and Trevor bond their alliance a little more. It's still shaky, but they definitely grow their alliance by talking about killing all of their enemies. They basically want to just end everyone so that they don't have anyone coming after them anymore. The trio decide that they need to take out Steve Haynes, who wants Trevor dead, Devin Weston, who wants Michael dead, Stretch, who was in a side plot and wants Franklin and Lamar dead, as well as Cheng, who also wants Trevor dead. Firstly, I decide to play as Michael and take out Stretch. Now, for the gold medal, you actually have to kill each person in a different way. So you have to kill Stretch with melee, which is why I'm curb stomping him. But honestly, he deserved this death because he was so annoying. I meant to say annoying. But next on the list is Steve Haynes, who's an even bigger prick, and Trevor gets to take him down, which is kind of nice because he wanted Trevor dead in the first place. I actually missed the snipe, which kind of lost aura, but I did end up sliming him out right there. His dumbass is dead. And then third, I had to kill Wei Chang, but we actually had to do it with a sticky bomb as Franklin, but you can kill all of them in a nice and satisfying way. Now, last on the list was Devin Weston, and Trevor raided his mansion, and basically it's full of Merryweather, so perfect for Trevor as he hates them. But Trevor then kidnaps Devin Weston, and for as much as he works out, I mean, a methed out hick really just shits on him. But we put him in his own car, and Trevor drives him out for the end of the game. We get to see a nice sunset as Trevor waits for Michael and Franklin to show up. Trevor and Michael make their temporary alliance into being friends full-time, like nothing ever happened. And honestly, it's really nice. And once Franklin arrives, they start taunting Devin Weston a bit, and they gotta tie up their one last loose end, and we get to kill him. So I'm gonna let you just enjoy the ending of GTA 5. With the end of the game being here, I basically just wanted to say that now we're going to be doing the online portion. Enjoy the credits, because this game was so good. Los Santos. Complete the final mission. So now it's just the cleanup left, and we get the platinum. Okay, so here's my character. So I'm gonna migrate him, and this should give me some trophies. Okay, sweet. So yeah, I'll continue with this character. Okay, sweet. So we got show off for completing all stunt jumps. That's actually so clutch. Am I gonna get anything else? Looks like not yet. All right, so as I said, I got what trophy was it? I got the show off trophy. That's the one you guys saw. But I got clean sweep for finishing a gang attack without dying and killing 10 enemies. Stick up kid for robbing all the stores. Enjoy your stay for doing a bunch of activities. Killing the thief that mugged me for full refund. Calling a backup helicopter for the first time for dialing digits. I own an apartment, garage, and insured vehicle for the American Dream Trophy. A new perspective for playing GTA 5 in first-person mode for 15 hours. Pimp my sidearm for fully modding a weapon. Los Santos Customs for fully modding a vehicle. Off the Plane for completing the GTA Online introduction. 3-Bit Gangster for reaching rank 25. And Run Like the Wind for surviving with a bounty on my head. So, we are starting the online portion of the Platinum. Which at least the part I'm recording right now is before story actually starts. But, you know, we're locked in. I'm importing my character as you saw previously, just so I'm not starting from nothing, because this grind is still going to be very extensive. Alright guys, so for online, I just wanted to say that I'm pretty much just going to skim over the actual game, as this part was very boring, as I was just trying out various ways to level up and get RP. But basically, the first thing we did was set up and complete the Fleeca heist to get the crew cut trophy, because we had made a crew and now we're completing this job. Oh, crew cut. Complete
Oh,
the
shit.
job as a member of a crew.
Maybe it was we had to do an actual heist.
With the money I earned from that heist, along with other things, I bought a Kasatko, which was very crucial to the money-making portion of the Platinum, as there were vehicles we needed for various RP exploits that I used later, because on my time limit, it was very hard to actually hit level 100. Okay. One activity that we did that was required for the trophy numero uno, where we had to win every single activity in the game,
we have cover right here.
was to reach 10
Like,
waves in a survival.
Just our heads peeking.
Survivals
Like,
is
we
just
one tab
pretty
everyone.
basic.
Unless they
like,
come from behind,
it's
which I
just
don't think they
surviving.
will.
You just kill a bunch of
I mean, they
enemies.
could, I guess.
But on the PS4 version of the game, me and Braden could not get through the 10 ways of survival to save our lives. However, on the PS5 version, we were locked in. So honestly, it wasn't even that bad, and we did get through it on our first attempt. Braden did die in this last wave, but honestly, it was still fun. But I apologize if Braden's a bit loud for the online portion. It was an issue that we had to deal with, getting the mics set for kind of the multiplayer trophies or multiplayer parts of the Platinum videos that I do. It's still a very finicky process getting it.
Yeah!
Yes! Unnatural selection. Complete all 10 ways of survival, boys. This one we got first
I never got
try,
it.
but I was so worried about it because I didn't get it on my
I got it.
Xbox.
Let's go!
That's a trophy and credit towards numero uno. The next trophy that I got was for collecting 30 Platinum Awards. These Platinum Awards are earned for doing various things, but for this last one, I went to Cayo Perico after doing the heist and just kind of danced. But I'm not going to go too far into these, as you can find a guide to do them yourself, but they're really not too complicated. Here is the trophy, decorated for earning 30 Platinum Awards. I'm sorry for not saying anything in the moment. It just randomly popped up. I came back to Cayo Perico to get my last Platinum Award, and it was taking forever to pop, but there is my trophy for 30 Platinum Awards. The next thing that me and Braden decided to do was actually get the trophy, the Midnight Club. Now, I do like driving in GTA, but racing is not the most particularly fun thing for me to do. I don't really like it at all, but the Midnight Club trophy, we have to win 5 races with a custom vehicle. So me and Braden started to boost this trophy, as we could just let each other win, and then get the trophy off of each other. So I will let you guys see
the final
this.
stretch. Boom.
Final stretch, hopefully. Yes, the Midnight Club. Use custom vehicles to win 5 races. This race is very easy. We just did a bike race. I think it was called Cream of the Crop. So that's my advice for that trophy. But oh my god, I'm glad that's done. After that, still on the topic of races, me and Braden decided to pick up the Backseat Driver Trophy, a very infamous trophy in the GTA Platinum community, as it's required to get 4 people that are cooperative enough to get a victory. Basically, one player has to verbally coach the other player to go into the arrows. This is very difficult, even with me and Braden both being in a PlayStation party, as we had to get 2 randoms. So shout out to all those randoms. But we did eventually get it, and it was so triumphant.
We're almost done.
Yes! Yes! Backseat driver! Yes! Oh my god, yes! Backseat driver! Oh, yes! On a boring note, we actually had to do some cleanup for Numero
we know you
Uno,
for sure have done.
as it was very
And I
annoying,
beat
and we
the-
had to
I
play
know for
various different sports like tennis, golf, and other things. We had to do races as well, like you saw the bike race, but we had to do an air race, a sea race, just a lot of stuff throughout the game. We had to play darts. It was very nice being able to boost it off of each other with Braden, but solo this trophy would be an absolute nightmare, as I couldn't find anyone to actually do it with. But during the shooting range, which I apologize for Braden's echo, but during the shooting range, I do actually get the trophy, so enjoy.
I gotta wait for that.
Finish, okay. Finish, okay, please. Oh. Yes, finish, please. Yes! Oh my god, numero uno! Oh my god. We have literally been grinding this trophy for the past 2.5 hours. Oh my god. Okay, well, now we just gotta get the levels. For the final part of online,
I mean,
I started off with some very
because of the
boring
curve,
stuff,
I'm
as I just wanted to
extremely-
hit level 50.
like, I'm closing the
Basically,
gap, but
now all I have to do
still,
for
I'm, like,
online is to hit level
quarter
50 for a
mile.
trophy, and
Probably
then
not
level
that
100
far,
for
I
the
guess that's
final
like,
online
right?
trophy. Now, I don't actually use
Ooh, right,
glitches
that's what
until after I hit level 50,
Like, I
as I wanted
just
to give it a
passed the
genuine
next
attempt,
lap.
but for this platinum, I was trying to finish the platinum
Fortnite
starting in
season's-
December, but I was trying to finish it before it turned into 2026. So me and Braden did various missions, and I grinded out various businesses, such as the special cargo business, to get tons of RP to hit level 50. Now the thing is by the time I would have actually hit level 100, it would have been almost February of 2026. So while yes, I do feel guilty for using the RP glitch, I still was necessary to get the platinum. Oh, making moves. Reach rank 50. Oh my gosh, finally. So now I just have my last trophy for online, which is the long grind to level 100. So back to that XP grind. Basically, what I did for the glitch is you started up Dispatch 4 for Martin Madrazo. You parked your regular insurgent on the highway to block the 2 cars, and then you would go sit AFK on a train and open up the game's credits, and it would basically render you immune to being kicked for being AFK. Now, you do actually have to grind the last level, as you can't get the trophy if you level up in a mission, so here's that. Oh my god, above the law. I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't realize that this was gonna pop, so I had my YouTube mic muted, but oh my god. I just did special cargo in a crap ton of missions. I had a problem with this trophy where because I didn't get level 100 in free roam, it didn't pop. But there we go, above the law, online officially completed. So now we can just wrap up story mode and get the platinum. Back to story, it's time for the cleanup of all of the remaining trophies. Basically, we just had to hit 100% completion, as well as getting all the gold medals. After completing the story, I got 60 of the 70 needed golden medals. But basically, I'm not going to touch too much on each trophy, as it's all pretty self-explanatory. The first trophy we get back is for actually spending $200 million. Each character gets about 20 million at the end of the big score. But basically, the method that you do this by is just buying and selling stocks, as it counts as selling as spending money, but you don't lose any. And a lot of cheddar for spending a total of $200 million across all 3 characters. So I got worried for a little bit that the method that I was using, which is just to buy and sell stocks over and over again, stopped working, but it indeed does still work. So there's that trophy. After this, I did a big chunk of the activities that I had to do, once again back in the shooting range, where you basically have to do everything I had to do online, but multiple times, as I had to do like multiple shooting range challenges. I had to do like darts again. I had to do 3 different triathlons, which I show gameplay of here, but the triathlons were brutal, and I very much recommend that whoever does the platinum gets the triathlons immediately, as the triathlons take so much time to complete. The next trophy I actually went for, though, was 3-man army, for bringing all characters together off mission and surviving with the 3-star wanted level for at least 3 minutes. Basically, as one of the characters, you have to call the other 2, and before you pick the first one up, you have to call the second one and ask them to hang out. But I ended up causing havoc once I got all 3 of them in the car. And essentially, this was honestly really fun, as you have 2 NPCs that just constantly shoot bullets out the side of the car, and you just have to kill cops and survive. The characters do have really good conversations while all 3 are hanging out, but eventually we do get the trophy. And 3-man army. Survived 3 minutes on at least a 3-star wanted level with all 3 characters together off mission. If you don't know how to get the shit, here I'm about to die, but if you don't know how to get this trophy, you just call both other characters to hang out, and then just go on together. So yeah, easy, very easy. Before I get into the heavy of doing like multiple trophies, I just wanted to kind of show some more gameplay of, this is a sea race that I had to do. I do this both in online and in story, but essentially every race has multiple, or every race type has multiple different races that you have to complete. And for getting gold medals on them, or getting gold medal on one of each category, you do get another trophy that will pop later. I also did the flight school, as it was required for 100% completion, as well as it granted a good opportunity for a really grindy trophy known as Close Shave. We had to complete all the under the bridge and knife flights. Knife flights is where you have to fly a plane in between 2 buildings like I do in the gameplay, which you have to do 15 of those. And under the bridge challenges are pretty self-explanatory. You just have to drive under bridges around the map, but they're very stressful in my opinion, and you have to do 50 of them. You can do actually all the knife flights and most of the under the bridge challenges in a certain level of the flight school. After completing the flight school, I went to finish the Close Shave trophy, but I actually found the first spaceship collectible. Basically, these are tied to story missions, or sorry, side story missions with Franklin, but you can actually collect them as Trevor or anyone else. This should be the final under the bridge challenge. Can I please just make it? Please, please. Yes, Close Shave. Complete all under the bridge and knife flight challenges. Oh my god. That is one of the biggest grinds done. And I've just come to a revelation. So basically, the 2 collectibles for the, or 2 of the 3, the big ones, the spaceship parts and the letter scraps, are missions for Franklin. So I always thought that only Franklin could pick these up. But actually, you can as Trevor, and because my Trevor has max flight skill, I figured there's no point in not just doing the collectibles as Trevor. So, I know the next couple trophies might just be pretty much speed ran, but that's because I'm just going to be flying around the map to get San Andreas Sightseer and to get all of the collectibles. So yeah. The next thing I decided to do was on an early morning. Basically, it was the beginning of a play session. I decided to quick grab a miscellaneous trophy that I had. The trophy is called Out of Depth, where all you need to be done, all that needs to be done is get eaten by a shark. So I'll let you guys watch. Come on. Yes! Out of your depth. You're gonna need a bigger boat, which is just to get eaten by a shark. But there's that trophy. I literally just went out into the middle of the ocean to get killed by a shark for that trophy. But there we go, 1 step closer to the platinum. I pick up another trophy for getting gold medal in a bunch of different activities and pastimes. I kind of mentioned this before and showed bits and pieces, but here is the trophy pop. Hopefully, I really hope so. Yes, multidisciplined. Attain a gold medal in all applicable hobbies and pastimes. I'll probably edit in all the things I have to do, but basically you just have to win one of a couple different activities, but there is that trophy. The next thing I decided to do was for a miscellaneous trophy. Basically, Trevor can purchase a property known as Mackenzie Airfield. On top of being an airfield, he can do these gun running missions. Basically, there are 5 that you have to do in the ground where you have to deliver weapons, and some in the air where you also have to deliver weapons. But the last ones are kind of unique, as you have to take out runners, or as this one in the plane, you actually get to bomb enemy gun runners' bases with the Cuban 800. Basically, you just drive over top and bomb them. Bombing in this game is honestly really difficult for me, even with all my practice and online. But at the end, we do get it finished, and these took quite a bit of time. They're honestly really annoying. So my suggestion is to do side activities and missions in between. So enjoy the trophy pop. Please. Air trafficking, please. 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 Oh, yes! TP Industries Arm Race. Purchase Mackenzie Field Hangar and win the arms race. This, by far, is one of the most self-explanatory trophies ever. You buy Mackenzie Airfield, and you do 5 ground missions and 5 air missions. And the only reason that I hate this trophy is because it took me 2.5 hours since I kept doing stuff in between. But we are on the very much end game of the Platinum. In the trend of completing my miscellaneous trophies, as I quite literally do these back to back, that's why there's kind of no filler. I was driving around the map to get the San Andreas Sightseer trophy for discovering the entire map, or it doesn't even let you show the entire map, it's just most of it. But this trophy pops pretty soon for just discovering most of it. Oh, San Andreas Sightseer. Explore all of Los Santos and Blaine County. I don't even know like how I got that, because I was heading over here because there's unexplored stuff over here, but I guess I just got it. It must be like a certain percentage, but oh my god, we got it. Oh, we're on the very end game now. Here, I'll give a little sneak peek. 89% completion, about to go do Tanya's mission. Honestly, I gotta get these random encounters done, and that is gonna be the reason that I'm cooked. But yeah, I'm gonna get back to going. After this, I had to do yet another miscellaneous trophy, which is known as Kiflam, for completing Michael's cult, the Epsilon cult. Basically, I had to do many missions, but I couldn't find the first mission's footage. But for right now, I had to put on robes and wear the robes for 10 days. Basically, how you do this is by loading a bunch of saves. I keep sleeping in Michael's bed because each time skips 6 hours. Then after this, I had to deliver a plane to the Sandy Shores Airfield. But back to the previous mission, basically you just keep sleeping, and after you sleep 40 different times, the part of the quest will be done. But basically, these Kiflam missions, Michael gets closer and closer to the cult. I do get a gold medal after the dude flies away with the plane, just to mention, but there's tons of missions, and they're really long, and they're really BS, and honestly, they're not very enjoyable. That's why I saved it all the way to the end. Next, I met with a bunch of other Kiflam members, and started the most infamous part of this mission. If you watch any Platinum Trophy YouTuber playing this game, they'll mention this. You have to walk 5 miles in the desert straight. You cannot leave the desert or stop walking at all. This took me hours. Oh my god. Finally. Holy shit. Oh. Yes.
Am I finished?
No. Your journey is just beginning. Have you cast off the cane? Have you observed your inefficiencies?
I guess so.
Then they no longer exist. You are ready.
Ready for what?
To make another investment in yourself.
After this, you have to deliver money to the leader of the Epsilon religion, but at this point, I was so sick of it that I did the easier and better approach, in my opinion, where Michael basically says that he's sick of all the BS cult stuff and just slimes everyone out and takes the money for himself. It's a nice refund because you do have to spend a crap ton of money on all the different donations that you have to make to this cult. It's a really satisfying end to this cult of douchebag famous people. And Kiflam. Complete your path to enlightenment, or not. And a gold medal. Basically, for the last mission you have to deliver money, but I'm sick of doing all these fuck-ass missions. So, I'm just, I killed them and took them.
After all we've done for
we
you,
got the trophy.
you can consider
After
your-
this, I cleaned up our first set of collectibles to finish. Basically, these collectibles were the waste, where we used the same vehicle and same mechanics as the Merryweather heist, where instead of finding nuclear weapons, I find nuclear waste scattered around the ocean. This took me almost 2 hours, which doing this in the middle of the night was so tiring, even with YouTube on. But after a while, I did end up getting it after going across the entire map. It's been an hour and a half. It is 3:30 in the morning. It's been an hour and a half of getting these nuclear waste. Please. I don't even care. Come on. Yes. Please. Trophy? Please? Please. Is there something I have to do? Yes. Waste management. Oh my god, I'm sorry if I sound like uninterested. I am. It's just very late and I'm very tired, but oh my god. All I have left is to get the gold medals, 100% completion, and hit level 100 in online. And we're done. I can't wait. One quick thing to mention is the stunt jumps. They are required, or 25 are required for 100% completion and 50 are required for a trophy. But since I already did the stunt jumps on the PS4 version, and you can also do the stunt jump trophy in online, I actually got that done at the start of the platinum as I booted up the game and got all these trophies. So this is just gameplay of one stunt jump, but imagine doing this 50 times around the map and even harder. It was so nice to only have to do 25 and to get to pick and choose which ones to do. After the stunt jumps, I decided to clean up all the remaining spaceship parts and letters. Basically, these are all over the map, and they're not really very notable. It's just running around grabbing stuff. This is the only really difficult one to get to. It's infamous. You can find guides for it anywhere, but this is just my quick little guide. Basically, take the buzzard and fly it in just as I do, and quick get out before the helicopter blows up, and then you leave. My god. Finally, oh my god. All the spaceship parts. Oh, I have one more. Oh, and here we go. I have another mission now, but I'm saving that for the end. That's how I get the actual trophy. I'm saving it for the end. I have one last letter I have to get. I don't know how I'm gonna get over there, but I have one last letter, and then we're done with collectibles. I'm so freaking happy to get these done. Honestly, out of all the stuff I've done, in an hour and a half-ish, for 100 collectibles minus some, because like when I was bored and like too tired to do missions, I would do some of these. So for the most part, probably like 70 collectibles in an hour and a half versus it taking the same amount of time for the 30 pieces of nuclear waste. So I'm on a pretty good roll, but I'll catch you guys in a second when I figure out how to get the note. Okay, so I found a very easy route. I'm literally just gonna swim because I noticed the pathway up. Now quickly, I'd like to say these collectibles for you guys might have been a very short period because I'm not sure if I'm gonna talk a bunch about this stuff because it's very straightforward. Or what I'm gonna do. I mean, who even knows when this video is coming out? I'll explain more like right before I pop the platinum, like my goal for this video, because I did This is my first platinum I've ever done that I've actually had a goal set. So without further ado, here's our last collectible. And there's all the 50 letter scraps, and we have another stranger mission. So here, quickly, I will show my 100% completion. 95% completion, that's actually sick. So the strangers and freaks, 2 of those are from the collectibles, and then I gotta do the parachutes for the other one. And then just activities, and we're done with the platinum. So, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna read this. But, yeah, I'll catch you guys probably after I do some activities when I'm ready to get those trophies. Welcome back, everyone. I apologize for the quiet. It's pretty darn late at night at the time of recording this. This is my final activity in the entire game. Well, at least for 100% completion, because I know there's stuff you don't have to do. But this is my last activity, and then all we have to do, pretty much for the platinum, is complete our 3 stranger missions. So I'm very excited. As I've said previously in this video, I don't know when you guys are actually going to be seeing this, because if you've seen my channel before, you'll know that I'm not the most consistent uploader, which is pretty. I'm trying to break that habit for 2026. And I mentioned earlier, like, well, for me a couple hours ago, but for you guys maybe a couple minutes, but there was actually a challenge for this platinum. So I started it on December 7th, 2025, and my goal for myself was to finish the platinum by the end of 2025, giving me roughly like 24 days to get this. And I'm gonna be honest, the challenge was pretty difficult because, like, I still technically have a couple hours, because it's like early in the morning on the 31st, but still I'm not taking any charge. I'm just getting the platinum now so I can go to sleep. I've been having a lot of late nights recently getting this platinum. I've honestly been just unemployed on this game, but the light at the end of the tunnel is finally here. So to talk about 100% completion a little bit, my tips for people, I'm definitely going to bring this up in the video. Get the 30-minute triathlon done as soon as possible, because I almost fell asleep doing that. It was just so boring. Gotta be careful, because if I die right now, I'll be pissed. And yeah, another thing I'd like to talk about, like, regarding the actual, like, platinum trophy, because, you know, I got to remember this is a platinum video. I haven't, like, directly talked to you guys in a good long while. So, for the gold medals, you have to do 70. While just having, like, the requirements open on my second monitor, I did the entire story. So by the end of the story, including Strangers and Freaks missions, I had 60 gold medals. So during the end of all the other Stranger missions I had to do, I think right now I'm at 68 gold medals. So if I counted right and any gold medal counts as a gold medal, then we should pop the platinum right up here. Otherwise, that'll be kind of embarrassing. That's what I'm telling you guys. But here we go. That's the race done. And hold on, I need to see this. Okay, we don't care. I dressed Franklin up all nice for the end of this platinum. Obviously no trophies are gonna pop here, but oh my god, 98%. Okay, I won't bore you guys. I'm gonna get to those missions so that we can end this video, because As you said, this is being recorded in December, so I have no clue when this is coming out or how long this video is going to be at all.
I need
So,
a cab as soon as possible.
yeah, I'll catch you guys in a minute.
driver right
Editing
around the
SEPTA
show.
back.
What the
Basically,
fuck, so?
the dude builds that after we deliver the 50 spaceship parts, just to give a little bit of context. It was so late, and I was so excited to get the platinum that I didn't mention it.
You on the other side, brother.
So I get to keep. And from beyond the stars, collect and return all spaceship parts. But let's see. Oh my God, this is sick. Are those guns? No, I don't think so. All right. Well, I'm off to the next Stranger mission. Okay, we are currently, just to give some context, this one is for the letters collectible. I noticed that on the last trophy I didn't really say too much. But I guess we're breaking into the killer's mansion. I guess the Leonora Johnson was like this actor that got killed by her director, and it kind of got swept under the rug. So here's this ass.
Hey, you Peter Dreyfus? I said it, you Peter Dreyfus.
Who are you? You want an autograph? No offense, but I'm not reading any screenplays.
Huh?
I mean, you're from the hood, right? What's this about?
Do you know her?
Security?
What's her name?
Security, this guy's trying to rape me!
Leonora Johnson.
What the hell is this guy on
The
about?
one who parents you fucked over after you killed her just because you could.
How much you want? How much money you want?
I got enough motherfucking money, homie.
I'm famous. Fuck you! I can do whatever I want. Those are the rules, civilian! Get away
I
from
gotta
me!
kill him.
I'm an
No,
artist!
no.
I'm not bound
Actually, I
by
have to
the
kill him
petty
for the gold medal.
laws of the masses.
I had to
It
kill him.
was Solomon Richards, not...
Say hello to
Oh my God, that was a snipe and a half. No, get up, Franklin.
Say hello to Leonora, motherfucker.
Yeah, motherfucker. A mystery solved. Solve the mystery of Leonora Johnson. Gold medal? Gold medal. Okay. First off, I just wanna. Oh no. That is fire. Okay, I have just some words I'd like to say. Once I get to the final mission. Okay. I keep forgetting that like I'm gonna cut this so that you guys see this all continuously, because for me, you know, I gotta travel place to place and all that. I mean, this is still happening very fast, but you know, oh, here's the dog back from the first mission with Dom. While we're doing this, I'd just like to say some words. This video will 100% come out in 2026. I don't even think it'd be physically possible for me to edit this in the next 21 hours. But I'd like to thank you all for the journeys and all the platinums that we've gotten this year. I plan to actually release a video, well, before you're seeing this, about all the platinums I earned, but first I wanted to finish this video. So yeah, this game has been very fun. I think it was like 120 to 30 hours. So I did do it under what PSN Profiles said it would take, but of course I had a decent amount of the online trophies done beforehand. But this year for me, transitioning over to platinum videos, of course I didn't make as many videos as I wanted to, but I mean, we've grown as a channel, as a community. Oh my God. You guys watch my videos, and I'd like to thank you for that.
What the hell you about to do, man?
Nothing. It's perfectly safe.
Like last time, huh?
Yeah. If I don't hit your vagina on the way down.
Hey, man, I ain't too sure about this one. Man, that motherfucking dog was the real deal.
What dog?
I don't know how to explain it, man.
Well, it's your call.
Whoa, Dom. Well, he made me do all the parachute missions. Those were a pain in the ass. He deserved that. Well, what a conclusion. I think I gotta go check on him, right? Okay. Hold on, I don't wanna accidentally die too. That'd be really embarrassing to have to like that was close. To have to like come back, you get what I mean? check on Dom. Little idiot. Well, career criminal? Oh my god, that's 100% completion.
Evolution in action.
The gold medal?
Crazy ass fucking fool.
Is that? Oh, that. Solid gold, baby? Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's about to pop. I started getting this platinum on PS4. I didn't get very far, but I started on February 4th, 2024. And oh my god, I can't wait. I have to mask my excitement because it's super late, but oh my god. Los Santos legend. Congratulations, you are Vinewood's biggest star. Oh my god. Ever since I started, like, the whole reason I got into platinum grinding is because I wanted to platinum GTA 5, but I couldn't do it because I already had progress on PlayStation 4. But then I bought the PS5 version, and this journey has just been so fun. So I'd like to thank you all not only for this video and just for this year and all the support these past years. So I hope you all had good holidays and you have a great year, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.